Well, Coach, let's start a little bit of history. First time in this program's history, you guys are MAC champions. How's that feel?
It feels great. I mean, it's surreal. It's to even be feeling this because we thought it was possible this whole time, and we knew we could do it, but we just had to go out and prove it, and we actually got it done. And I'm just blessed to have these guys. I'm lucky to have them. Yep.
Well, Coach, the emotions, obviously, while we were walking over, you were pointing members of your family. I feel like, based on your reaction, that you described the boys as a family, that togetherness. Talk about how much this means with the season you guys have had.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in our program, from our kids to our parents to my family. Like, they have to put up with my stuff. I do. My assistant coach, we do this with two guys. It's me and him, and we've done it for almost 12 years now together. And we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for him and these players and them buying into what we're trying to do as a program. And when that all comes together, and I get it, it doesn't always come together, but when that all comes together, it's so special, and you just enjoy the moment.
Well, today was a little bit of a fight, too, and two guys really special. We'll talk to one in a moment, but finishing it off was Zach on the mound. Talk about his performance late.
I mean, I'm so glad that he got to pitch. I'm so glad that he got to end that. He's deserved it. He's worked so hard for it. All of our guys have, but just the blood, sweat, and tears of the outings and the slow heart rate and the chance that he gives us to win constantly is just huge, and I'm so happy that he got to experience that.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time. Go celebrate with the boys. We'll bring things over with this young man. No problem, Coach. And now, Eric, congratulations, firstly. Let's go talk about that big bomb. I know you definitely were pumped to see it. Obviously, it takes the lead, but also it felt like you were due. Talk about in that moment stepping up to the plate.
I mean, I felt like I'd seen everything he had, and the moment was just surreal. I mean, fouled off a couple pitches, saw that one, was able to get the barrel out to it, and it's really all there is to it, man. It was just in the moment reacting and got that one good, and Wardo coming up right behind after that with another one to give us some insurance. I mean, just every guy top to bottom today just did their jobs. It was so fun.
Well, Coach just talked about the togetherness, the family mentality of this squad. Touch on that, the emotions when you get that final out.
Yeah, this is a really special group. I mean, we've got a lot of guys that have been here for a long time, a lot of guys that have been in college baseball for a long time. And, I mean, they work, man. They just grind, and for them to get this was not by talent, was not by luck, it was earned, and every single one of them deserves it.
Well, when you talk about a great story, you in your own right, to finally get here to Niagara, and now not only MAC Player of the Year, but a MAC champion. Talk about all the hard work that you put in to finally get to this spot.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, every guy on this team has, I mean, they all have stories, and every single one of them deserves it just as much as I do. The fact that my story was a little more winding and we all end up in the same place, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Well, Eric, I'll let you go. Celebrate with your teams. Congratulations, and have fun in the regional.
Thank you so much. Let's
no
go,
problem. JJ, Todd, back to you.
Well, thanks very much, Gary, Take it away, Gary and Coach Ratchford.
Well, Coach, it took almost till 2 o'clock in the morning to do it, but you guys are moving on. How's it feel?
It feels excellent. The guys were just resilient, and just what I said earlier, like we played a complete game, right? We never went to bed. We added 4 more. It got really sticky there when they tied it at 11. We needed to come back with 1 more haymaker, and we did, and it was enough.
You guys battled throughout. You battled yesterday, and now you guys are moving on, keeping things going. 26 combined runs, though. The offense, talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, our catalyst today, Justin Kapuzinski, 2 slams, threw the first punch to make it 1-0. But just like what I said, man, we're locked in. Conrad, Byram, Luis Rodriguez is just playing like a 4-year guy, and he's a freshman. But just 1 through 9 right now, I just really love our lineup.
Coach, I don't know how you're going to find a way to sleep tonight, fired up off this, but go back to the hotel, get some rest, and best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Justin, we'll bring you in next. The big hit guy. We were just talking to Coach. A pair of bombs to go along with it. Firstly, let's touch on that. Going yard twice in an elimination game. How does that feel?
Amazing. I mean, got to thank my brothers in there. Just battling every day, just fighting, competing in the box. That's about it.
Well, offensively, that was the big story today. But late in that game, you had to do it. Bases loaded on the other side. You make that big play. Talk about that. The feeling of having the bases loaded, 2 outs in front of you, and get a big out there.
I mean, it was huge. I mean, I had full faith in Keenan up there, just pitching his ass off. I know I'm not allowed to say that, but just doing his job up there. I knew he was going to get that last out, either to me or Pollock at second, because that kid always rolled over. So, you know, just keeping it in front of me and getting that out.
Justin, heck of a win, like I told Coach. I don't know how you're going to find a way to sleep tonight, but try and get some rest. We'll see you tomorrow. Justin, appreciate your time. Send things back. Todd, round us out here from Pomona. Tosan, a season high in points. Let's just start there. Offensively, it took a little bit to get there. You were really rolling and working a lot by yourself. Talk about offensively getting in a group.
Yeah, I just wanted to come out and be aggressive, make the right reads, like whether it's finding my teammates or being aggressive myself. And I just, made reads, and they didn't help off too much off our shooters, so left the lane a little bit more open.
And that's one thing, trying to get the scoring going a little bit in your own right. First 20-point game since the opener. Talk about that, getting back on track with a strong performance offensively.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever my team needs for the win. And like I said tonight, making some reads, and a lot of times they were staying connected to shooters, so the lane was more open. So just being aggressive and keep making the right reads.
And then switching to the other side, defensively, a really strong game from you guys. The game plan going in seemed like their backcourt really didn't do a whole lot. Talk about that.
Yeah, obviously their backcourt's like super high scoring, and we locked in on those guys. Our guys, 2 guys did a great job on them, trailing everything out and making them make tough shots.
And then last thing for you, obviously, last time likely coming into the Palestra, getting a win against Penn. How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels great. Historic arena, obviously. A lot of history between us 2 teams, so it's always great to get one here.
Tosan, congrats. Best of luck the rest of the way. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Vince, Joe, back to you. Coacher, after the first half, you guys have the lead, but only got 1 possession. Just initial thoughts coming off the first half.
I thought the defense played very, very well. And offense, we're a little sloppy. They're not in sync. We're dropping too many balls, open passes. We had 2 penalties, holding and a personal foul that got us out of rhythm that drives. We settle on that stuff, we should be okay the second half.
And you go back and talk a little bit about Lafayette defensively. This is a team built very strong in the front 7. They've got a lot of pressure going back in the locker room, trying to adjust to that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's adjusting to their pressure, because I think we had guys open. We just got to come down and catch the ball when we have the opportunity to do it. Now, they're playing good, and they're a real good defense, but we just got to sharp ourselves up here at half.
And you talk about things last week versus Colgate. Still kind of the same story, not able to get a whole lot going offensively, just adjustments going into the second.
Absolutely. We'll do it and get the kids ready for the second half.
Appreciate you, Coach. Guys, back to you. Clark, we mentioned, one heck of a game. A new career high, 30-plus points, finished with 33 on the night. Talk about it. Offensively, what was working?
I mean... everyone on our team played great offense. We finally just kind of trusted ourselves, trusted our scheme, trusted what we've been doing all preseason, and that's our identity. And it was a team effort. Everyone was able to execute that tonight.
Back-to-back wins for you guys, and 70-plus points in each of them. Offensively, you guys have really been able to get going yourself, as well as Jordan Diggle, who big one for him yesterday as well as today.
Yeah. Like I said, our whole offense is flowing because we're just trusting it. We're trusting ourselves. We're trusting each other. And that's what we got to do all season, so I'm looking forward to it.
And then going back on and things today, really showed that fire near the end of the first half as well as going into the second half. Talk about that, the adjustments made at the half in order for you guys to come pull out a big win today.
Yeah. I think the coaches did a great job making adjustments, kind of looking at how they were defending us and what they were giving us. They're always going to give us something. So we were able to take what they gave us, which was just kind of reading how they defended our ball screens and our handoffs and our action. So coaches did a great job and we executed.
Clark, great game today. Go get a towel. Vince, Joe, back to you. Coacher, you really were able to push the pace late in that second quarter and get them off the rhythm. Talk a little bit about that, shaking them up a bit.
Yeah, I thought we had some good possessions. Kayla made some really good shots to make it look good. I think we have to do a better job moving the ball. Our floor balance at times was not great, but I thought we defended them pretty well, and for the most part, we limited them 1 shot, which is key.
And obviously, Kayla in that second quarter was fantastic. Talk about her performance.
She made some incredible shots. You know, I don't know what's sustainable over 40 minutes, but she was special the first 20.
You needed her to be big. She's been big in the first half. Coach, thanks for your time. Dan, Jake, back to you. Kayla, big win for you guys. Let's just start with those last couple of possessions defensively. What was going through your mind and team-wise, getting big stops late?
Yeah, I think we've just been on a roll this whole entire game. We knew what we needed to do. I mean, props to them. They're a great team. But we knew we needed to stop them, and we just came out big, especially on the boards. Jordan, she was incredible. We just got the job done, really. We knew what we needed to do.
And then you go and talk about Jordan a little bit. As much as I'm sure you wanted to talk to me, you see her with the game that she had, an excellent game. Talk about her and her performance tonight.
Yeah, Jordan has been doing amazing. I think we all know she can score the ball really well, but these past couple of games, she's just been a monster on the boards, and I think that really was just the X factor this game and getting us this win.
And then obviously Columbia, top team in the nation, albeit as well as in the Ivy. You guys take them down, 9th straight win. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we knew this was a statement game. I mean, just coming off of last year, we knew we belonged in the tournament, and I think this game just goes to show that we're right up there and that we're coming for every team in the Ivy. So watch out for Penn.
Getting going, that last thing. Big statement win in the Ivy. What do you have to say to the rest of the Ancient Eight?
Just watch out. We're coming for you.
Kayla, awesome game. Dan, Jake, back to you. We'll get into the Sweets post game presented by Cascade Natural Gas. A big win tonight for the Sweets, and we turn things over to our high efficiency player of the game in Jacob Marquez, also celebrating 22nd birthday. Let's start there. Happy birthday, my friend. 2nd year with the Sweets, and you get to celebrate your birthday with Walla Walla this year. Talk about that. Getting a chance to have some fun on Double Deuce 22.
Yeah, I mean, last year I left, I think, a week before my birthday, and I was pretty bummed I didn't get to play on my birthday. So getting to play on my birthday today, get a couple hits, that was definitely something I'll remember.
But you also drove in a pair of runs as well. Big moments, needed to get a run. You guys did. Something we mentioned with Coach Molna a lot pregame, working with runners in scoring position. Today you did that very well in the 2 hits. Talk about that when runners were on, driving them in.
Yeah, I mean, hitting with runners in scoring position is almost the most important thing that you have to do when you're in the box. Sorry. And, yeah, it's key moments in the game like that push you into the win column, so it was cool.
I love the fact that you could keep your composure while I'm putting up the happy birthday sign. It's pretty impressive. But let's obviously touching on that cool moment today in front of a home crowd, but also a crowd that celebrated it with you. Mm-hmm. The whole crowd will start with touch on that, getting the birthday wish, believe in the 7th inning from Jim in the PA spot, and seeing that and getting the round of applause, and then being pulled out of the dugout to wave the hat up.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was going to happen until it was happening, and I hear Spear from the other end of the dugout just yelling, "Where's Marquez?" And then I got pulled out there, did a curtain call, which was cool, and then somehow my walk-up song changed to 22 by Taylor Swift, but, I mean, it worked. I got a hit and an RBI, so.
I know it's easy to blame me for that. Mm-hmm. It was not my fault. I had nothing to do with it, I promise you. But also, obviously, someone we've talked a lot about was Savannah with you, and all of last year, continuing this year, did she make this sign? At the very least, was sporting it today. Talk about seeing her out there and having a performance like this for the Sweets with someone special in attendance.
Yeah, I mean, it's always cool having her at every game. She was at every single game for the collegiate season, so her just being at these games just makes it feel a little more normal since I'm not playing at school anymore. And her and my host mom actually made the sign together. They showed me right before the game, and they hung them up right there. The fences next to the dugout, so it was really cool.
Jacob, appreciate your time. I'll give you the sign back. You could sport it. It's all yours. Tonight's high efficiency player of the game, and also the birthday man, Jacob Marquez. Tonight's Cascade Natural Gas high efficiency player of the game. This has been Sweets Postgame, presented by Cascade Natural Gas. We'll get into Sweets Postgame, presented by Cascade Natural Gas. We're joined alongside Zach Hengis for a 3rd time, I will say, but also for an obvious reason. Sweets history tonight. The first complete game in 8 years since 2015. Let's talk about it. Coming out on the mound straight away. I said you were feeling good. I said you were in store for a pretty good contest. Yeah, we were kind of right about that. Just talk about stepping in first inning and then into the ninth.
Yeah, for sure. Tonight I felt really well, especially early on, attacking, getting ahead early, being efficient, being able to go into that ninth inning with pitch count reasons and stuff like that. But overall, just felt really good. The body was good. Got an extra day of rest, which is huge too. So definitely used that to my advantage. But it was really fun tonight.
And not really, this isn't unforeseen territory for you, a guy who typically went long with the Warriors. So touching on that, having a chance to kind of talk with Molna as the game got late, I'm sure the confidence was probably pretty high at that point, but talk about discussing with him as the game went on.
Yeah, that's funny that you asked that, because spring ball, I definitely went deep into some games and stuff like that. And one thing he did tell me coming into the summer, that I'm going to be on a little bit of a pitch count coming into this. But so when we got back there in the top of 9 and me coming in, I told him, I was like, you know what I want? And he goes, I'm sending you back out there, but you don't got a lot of room to play with. So that's just funny, but definitely efficient tonight, which was fun, and proud to do it.
We talked with him on the bus. He mentioned one of his final outings as a pitcher, he went 8 2/3. Was brought out of the game on the final out. They were able to get out, but seeing that, a former pitcher who knows how important that is for guys, if he was to walk out and keep it PG, what would have been the words to be said if you saw him come out of the dugout late in that contest?
Are we serious? But we would definitely have a conversation after the game. But like he knows how competitive I am and how bad I want that. So for him to have that confidence in me, and also the team to have the confidence in myself to be able to go out there and do that, was huge tonight. And defense played a great game. Like Ben makes those plays out along the fence look very routine, and those balls are crushed. But and then Hayden behind the plate, just great all night, and keeping them off balance and getting ahead and stealing some pitches from me, especially late in that ball game.
You also kind of touch on pregame, right? I'll make this joke and kind of give myself credit for it, even though that's not even totally what happened. But did see that. You talked about how you felt going into the contest and how you were versus Portland, bouncing back from that in a huge way to the point where put that in the rearview mirror. You don't even got to worry about it anymore. Going into this ball game, how are you feeling?
Yeah, especially like you just mentioned on Portland, is like you learn from what you just did in your last outing, you grow from that, and then you go out and execute that next week. And that's what I did tonight, and I feel like I got better tonight as well. Definitely different situations I haven't been in so far. Late in the ball game, 0 outs, runners on third base, and being able to get some ground balls late there, stuff like that. And like I said, defense tonight was huge for me. The only error was myself, so that's always a good sign as a pitcher, is that the only error is on myself. So.
Well, I'll leave it with this point real quick. One last question. Bottom of the 8th inning. Runners at first and third, you're able to get out in a crucial spot. Again, a 2-1 ball game at the Sweets 1, super close. Getting out in the bottom of the 8th, you saw the raw emotion coming off the mound. Talk about that, getting that final out there in a big spot for the Sweets.
Yeah, that 8th inning was very dramatic in a way as a pitcher. Runners first and third, they want to get that runner in scoring position. Driggs calls a curveball, I throw it down, spike it, and I get to go back to my comfortable position out of the windup, and then just being able to make pitches and have confidence in Driggs and the defense to stop, block balls, and make plays, and that's what we did, and got into the 9th inning with the lead still, and the rest took care of itself.
Well, Zach, appreciate your time. Tonight's high efficiency player of the game, and Zach Hengis makes Sweets history. The first complete game in 8 years belongs to the man sitting next to me in Zach Hengis. Sweets win it 2-1. They'll get set for Game 3 versus Springfield tomorrow. We'll have coverage on the Sweets Audio Network. But for tonight, Walla Walla gets the victory, and Hengis goes complete. This has been Sweets Postgame, presented by Cascade Natural Gas.